This is an example of Jake Paul. Did you call Jed right now? Yeah.
We can talk outside, but you can't stay in here.
On November 15th, Jake Paul was brutally exposed on camera, pleading with cops not to arrest him after his massive Nevada gambling scandal went public.
Like, they're suing me for something I didn't do.
They are promoting it, it's their choice, and they need to be held accountable for abusing the trust between them.
The YouTuber reportedly placed dozens of high-stakes bets, some topping $200,000 per wager. The footage turned his bigger-than-life persona into a small, cowardly man.
It's about Rice Gum, Jake Paul, and Morgs all being the culprits. They knowingly promoted mystery brand to their very young audience.
The boxing world saw the footage of Jake Paul that no one expected. There he was, handcuffed, sitting in the back of a police squad car, his voice cracking as he pleaded with officers not to arrest him.
And I'm like, it just pisses me the fuck off. And then
gone was the cocky, brash persona fans had followed for years. Instead, he looked small, desperate, and completely exposed. Within hours, the video racked up millions of views. Behind the viral spectacle, there was a far deeper story. Frankly, it was hard not to feel something for Jake, who spent years projecting invincibility, reduced to this level of panic. This was the fallout of a multi-million-dollar gambling scandal that was finally catching up with him.
And they absolutely should be held accountable for promoting. You as an influencer, whatever you endorse, you choose to endorse. Jake, Rice Gum, and Morgs have all said, and they've actively been promoting this website.
For months, Jake had been placing extremely high-stakes bets, reportedly ranging from $50,000 to $250,000 per wager, including bets on fights he was personally involved in. Some reports even suggest he bet against himself on prop bets, like how many rounds the fight would last, how many punches he would land, or whether he'd knock out his opponent. These were massive, calculated risks that could cost him hundreds of thousands in a single night.
it's just like so annoying. It's like, why am I giving, like, not only did I spend like my time, my effort, my energy, my mom.
And let's be honest, anyone who has followed Jake's career could see this coming. Combine that with his history of reckless behavior and non-stop social media provocation, and it was only a matter of time before the law caught up. Every bet, every insider tip, every high-risk wager stacked the odds against him, and eventually it all came to a head in that squad car moment.
Because you have someone that, we come from two different sides, like, of the world. We still on the same path to get the same thing.
One of the most feared punchers in the sport of boxing. He's got a 93% knockout percentage. That's one of the best among current world champions.
The canceled fight with Gervonta "Tank" Davis only made matters worse. Jake spun it publicly as heroic, claiming Netflix pulled the plug, saying he was standing up for women, painting himself as morally righteous. On social media for a brief moment, it looked convincing. Fans initially applauded, thinking Jake Paul had taken the high road.
Tank's team is now fighting back, and they're stating that Netflix did not in fact cancel the bout.
He has made a significant impact on the sport of boxing. He has certainly brought new eyes to the sport. He's done so much in uplifting women's boxing.
But insiders, including Kenny Ellis and Gervonta's camp, revealed the ugly truth. Jake pulled out because he was terrified. Contractually, he had to hit 195 pounds, but he was nowhere near that mark. Training wasn't going well, stamina was off, and the thought of facing Tank Davis in a high-stakes fight was overwhelming. Fear, not morality, drove the decision. And honestly, it was hard to watch him try to spin fear as heroism. It made the whole fiasco feel even more pathetic.
We use our media, our content, and our voice to get more people into our app than traditional sports betting. But we do have a traditional sports book in some states, but the better picks side of things seems to be what everyone loves, and it's what I love.
Even more explosive, the canceled fight tied directly into his gambling. Betting records suggest Jake had wagers totaling over $1.2 million on prop bets for that fight alone, including rounds, points, and knockout odds. Proceeding with the match could have led to catastrophic losses if the outcome didn't go his way. Canceling the fight was a financial and legal survival tactic. The combination of fear, massive betting stakes, and law enforcement attention created the perfect storm that led to the body cam footage of him begging the police.
And all the while, you're making tons of money. Making money at the expense of your audience. That never really goes down well.
The viral footage itself amplified the humiliation. Millions watched Jake's voice tremble as he pleaded with officers, stripped of his usual bravado. Clips dissected every second, hand gestures, stammering explanations, and frantic eye contact. Behind the cameras and social media posts, the stakes were terrifyingly real. Hundreds of thousands lost or at risk, potential legal trouble, and the very public exposure of his vulnerability.
I'm hearing you say, Jake, that you're broadening this to people who might get a little confused when they look on some of the other platforms and they see things like money line and spread.
Looking closer at the bets makes it even more staggering. Some wagers on his own matches were reportedly as high as $250,000 per prop bet, and insiders suggest that over the course of a year, Jake may have risked $3 or $4 million in total on various fights, including online sportsbooks and underground high-stakes betting rings. Every bet relied on precise outcomes, number of rounds, knockout chances, specific point counts, meaning a single misstep could trigger massive losses. Combine this with sponsorship obligations, social media scrutiny, and the pressures of public persona, and it's clear why the stress became unbearable.
So much time, effort, and energy, and it's like,
but it's also compounded.
The canceled fight and the bets converged into a perfect storm of fear and panic. Jake's carefully spun narrative of heroism crumbled under scrutiny. Fear of massive financial loss, legal exposure, and the fallout from high-profile betting led to the most vulnerable moments ever captured on camera. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a high-stakes thriller come to life, and Jake Paul was the protagonist caught at the apex of a personal and public implosion.
Jake Paul took that and ran with it and then used it as a catalyst to stain Tank's name but not have to fight him.
The contrast is stark. Just months ago, Jake was posting videos in neon outfits, flexing wealth, hyping fights, and daring the internet to doubt him. Now, he's trying to appeal to authority like a kid caught sneaking out after curfew. His tone shifts constantly, pleading, rationalizing, bargaining. He's throwing every word, every emotion into the hope that desperation might work where boldness failed. And it's working in one way only. Viewers can't look away.
It just pisses me the fuck off. And then
the psychological angle is fascinating. Fear isn't just fear of arrest, it's fear of exposure, losing millions, and having his carefully curated persona ripped to shreds. The body cam doesn't lie. Social media amplifies reality, and in that car, reality hit Jake Paul like a freight train.
On a fucking lawsuit phone call, and they're like, yo, your son has to pay this. Like, it just like so stupid. And like,
behind the scenes, law enforcement wasn't just watching him squirm. They were investigating serious allegations, illegal betting, insider manipulation, potential fraud. Manipulating fight outcomes, his own matches included, made the stakes even higher. If authorities dug deeper, we're talking federal fraud charges, fines into 7 figures, and even jail time. This isn't just a social media spectacle. It's a career and legal crisis. There's a darker side to this virality. Beyond the jokes, the humiliation carries tangible consequences. Brands are watching. Sponsorships worth hundreds of thousands, some millions, are at risk. Jake's credibility takes a hit every time a clip surfaces showing him at his weakest. Fan trust erodes, and in influencer boxing, trust is everything. Social media immortalizes fear instantly, and Jake Paul just became the poster child for how fame can turn against you in a single moment.
Like, they're suing me for something I didn't do. Like, on God. It's just the most bullshit thing. And I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money.
The stakes aren't just psychological, they're financial. Gambling exposure alone could cost Jake hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Legal fees are mounting, fines for illegal betting or fraud could reach 6 figures, and canceled fights and lost sponsorships add to the financial hit. Every day that clip circulates online, every meme, every TikTok compilation adds weight to his brand's demise.
That's the thing. It's Jake. It's consensual. 2 consensual parties.
Well,
2
you didn't
women.
say that word.
No, I'm saying it's consensual. I'm saying these 2 women.
So he paid women to beat on each other.
Exactly.
Where does that leave him? On one hand, he survived fights and critics alike. On the other, this scandal could define the next chapter of his life. Will Jake recover, rebuild his brand, and regain public trust? Or is this the knockout blow to his maverick image? The brutal reality is simple. Jake Paul's fall was inevitable once gambling, fear, and ego collided under public scrutiny. He went from viral star to viral cautionary tale in a single police car ride. The footage is more than embarrassing. It's a psychological, financial, and career warning sign. Was it ever about the fight, or just panic, greed, and desperation laid bare for the world to see? Jake Paul might dodge punches in the ring, but he can't dodge the law, the cameras, or the public eye. All three are coming for him full force.